All right, what's going on, Lauren? Can you hear me? All right, what's going on, Lauren? Can you hear me? About that. He's still connecting. Oh, plug that in. There you go.
Hey,
What's up, Lauren?
how are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
All right, cool. Plug this in right here. All right, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the show, and then we'll go right into it.
Okay. All right,
All
cool.
right. All right, so welcome to a special edition of How I Did It. I'm Taylor Brown, and on today's show, we're here with Lauren Cooper. Lauren Cooper is a career service counselor. She's also a former D1 athlete who's played at George Washington University, and she's played overseas. She's played professional basketball. So, Lauren, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, no problem. All right, so first question, Lauren. So, as a career services counselor, after playing pro ball, playing ball your life, right now, unemployment is real low. And are you in the perfect ideal, perfect situation for your work to help people get jobs right now?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, despite, with all that's going on, jobs are still hiring. So I've had like a ton of people that reached out to me, people that's gotten like laid off through this time who've been able to, achieve employment. And so it's definitely still a hot time to be able to, obtain employment. I know a lot of people are going through unemployment, but it's allowing them to kind of like reflect on, what my resume looks like, what my LinkedIn looks like, things like that, that I've been able to help them with and help them to, get the job that they want has been like extremely rewarding. And I'm glad I kind of got started during COVID. I did it like prior to, kind of like here and there, in and out, but like
Yeah.
taking it seriously. The pandemic is kind of like a point where I just felt led to, full force, like make this something I profit on as a second stream of income.
Right, right. For sure. So, like, how has your profession, like your work life, I guess, affected your personal life? Like, what's it like juggling like your job? I know you're a mom, so like, what's that? How's it
Yeah,
been going for you?
it is definitely a lot. I would say like preparing like ahead of time, like making sure like from like my daughter, making sure her meals are done on
Yeah.
Sundays, making sure I let my husband know when I have like consultations.
Right.
I work pretty much like from 7 to 3, pretty much. So I'm teleworking during that time. So I'm kind of hands off from that point. But then right after then, I got to pick up my daughter from school. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of moving parts, but it's all in like the preparation, like ahead of time. Like I can easily, just be
Right.
prepared as long as things are organized. So that's how I'm able to achieve both.
Right. Right. I'm sure balls prepare you for that. You already know.
Oh yeah,
That's
definitely. Easy transition.
Yeah, that's what's up. So, like, I want to ask you that. Speaking of transition, like, how was the
hmm
transition for you? From being an athlete all your life and like now, like, totally different career. But like, how was it?
It was hard. First out, like I was about to get married when I got out of school, but then also having the desire to play overseas. So I kind of took a break from basketball to just focus, on my marriage. But then I was feeling like I still wanted to play. So I was battling with that. I was
Yeah,
just in and out of jobs that I didn't really want. And I was just doing it to get
yeah,
a check, not feeling like passionate or feeling like I had purpose outside of basketball. So that it was really really tough. And it wasn't until like 3 years ago where I truly felt like, okay, like I'm ready to move into my next phase
Yeah.
of life, where I have like this full-time employment job that I actually enjoy and I feel purpose with it.
Right.
So it definitely took time. I've been out of school like 5 years now. So
Right.
yeah, so I mean it was definitely tough. And so that's like a population I really want to tap into a little bit later on down the road, because it's hard. It's underestimated how tough that transition is.
For sure. For sure. You already
Yeah.
know that was definitely hard. Even for myself,
Yeah,
it's not easy at all. So I think what you're doing is
definitely.
great. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. And I appreciate that. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah. And like, so going to my next question, I see you
hmm
helped Tara Franklin,
Yeah.
Ty Carter, Ty Care.
Yeah. hmm
I mean, Ty works for the WBA, and
Right.
Tara, transitioned from teaching to graphic design, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, man, like, how did you even, what, I don't know. Tell me, what did you do? That's dope.
Pretty much, like they both reached out to me and was like, I'm trying to, get into this industry. And I was like, okay. So I like pretty much I do research on the industry. I look up like keywords like employers will look for in their resume, like style wise, like
Right.
things like that was like super important. When I go and do a resume, of course I aim high, but
Yeah.
when Ty got to the WNBA, and then Tara was able to transition into a field that she's truly like passionate about and really wanted to get into, coming from teaching. It was just kind of like, for
Right.
me, it was like, okay, I can really like move forward with this thing. I can really like take this, to higher heights. So that was real special for me, especially, to former athletes that I've been able to really relate to and build a good foundation and relationship with.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's amazing. So,
Yeah.
just want to send a reminder for everybody's watching. We're here with Lauren Cooper. All
Yes.
right.
Yes.
The next question, Lauren. So you have a beautiful family. You have your daughter,
Thank you.
your husband. Yeah, just like talk to me about that. How has that been? Just like, I know we talked a little bit how it is, juggling with your job and stuff, but you truly look happy, and like, this is just
Yeah.
like you're just living your best life, man. So just talk about like your family and everything. How that's been going for you.
Yeah. Definitely. So yeah, my husband and I, we got married almost 4 years ago now, and then our daughter, she's almost 1.5.
Wow.
And it's been a transition. I mean, just even from like the foundation of like our marriage, just learning from each other, learning about each other, going through growing pains. Like it's not always easy at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
But you when you find somebody that you really want to grow with, you can get through anything. And so just having that foundation just keeps us centered for sure. It has gotten us through, a lot of things. And I think right now is like honestly where we've really gotten to our point where it's like true happiness, like we
Yeah.
know each other, we know how each other operate, but it definitely takes time. Like you're in love, but you're still growing in that love.
Right.
And then with our daughter, that was a huge transition.
Yeah.
It was tough, sleepless nights, but right now, I honestly, being a mom is just hard in general. But then, having somebody like my husband is like super helpful. You have your ups, your downs, feeling
Yeah.
like you're not doing the right thing or making the right decisions for her. But,
Yeah.
it's all a part of the process. And it's great to have like a good support system to help you do
Right.
something that you've never been through in your life. Like I'm responsible for this little life now. So but it
Right.
definitely pushes you personally too though. Like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
she's my little motivation.
Oh, I could imagine.
Yeah.
Could imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. No, but I think you're doing great, and I wanted to ask you.
Thank you.
Yeah, like your TikToks, man. Like, has your TikTok? It's so funny, but like, have they like helped you generate business? Like, have people like
they
contact you? Like, yeah.
It's funny because it definitely has. Like, it was like, I saw your TikTok, or like, I saw your reel and I'm interested in services. So I think that's funny because, like, at first, when I first started my business, I thought, especially in the field that I'm in, I thought I had to be like overly like business like. And I felt like I wasn't putting out like genuine content that like represented, you know, who I am as a person. But I just put my guard down, and like once I started like truly being me, like unapologetically, like that's when my business, I felt like started to like really really flourish the way that it has. So I'm appreciative for my reels, my TikToks, because it has helped to generate business. But I'm just being myself.
Yeah, no, that's what's up. I like to see that. I like to see that.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that.
Yeah. So you had another post I wanted to bring up. If you don't mind, I'm gonna like read it out loud. But
cool.
it was like wrote it down. So like athletes are competitive, right? But stop comparing. So I'm just gonna read it out for like, you know, people that are watching. So as athletes who have been competing for years and years, it is very easy to constantly compare your life after sports, life to others because you want to be the best. I'm speaking to someone when I say that your peer's path did not work out for you because it is not your path. Follow and trust in your own process by preparing and getting ready to know yourself outside of your sport. Stop competing to have the most money, followers, influence, prominent employer affiliation, etc. And do you. You will not discover your purpose and passions by following someone else. Remember, your path is constantly changing, and that is okay. So, talk to me about that, Laura. That was well wrote, well written, and I really appreciate that post because it's true. So, yeah, talk to me about that.
That's something that's honestly like near and dear to my heart, because I feel like fresh out of school, I felt like I seen other people like happy overseas, like playing basketball, or they have taken a different path where they're working with the NBA or with these prominent like shoe companies that I've seen that have been like in my circle.
Yeah.
And me feeling like I was getting like rejections and going down, you know, similar paths as my friends or just peers in general that I like follow on Instagram, and comparing that to my life.
Right.
That made me so unhappy.
Yeah.
to be following the footsteps of other people and not feeling like I had my own path because I was just so lost. And so that pretty much, that feeling is why I put that post out there, because I feel like so many people, so many athletes especially, can relate. Naturally, we're competitive because it's like, okay, she has that job, I want that job too. Or I want to have better than that job because everything's a competition, you know?
Right.
And so I felt like just that competitive access and competitive aspect of things is something that athletes can truly just relate to. Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that that was just truly highlighted, because without us not even knowing, sometimes that competitive aspect can transition over into other areas of our life, but we don't realize it at the time. But just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, no, I definitely can relate. You know, I came out of college and I had a part-time job, and I still felt like, you know, I should be doing more.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I should be doing something else, and that's something I had to catch myself with. I'm doing too much, and it's like, you know, you got to find your purpose. So I definitely can relate.
Take the small wins on your own path.
Yeah. So say like a new client or somebody that come across your page, your website, what can someone expect, you know, from Career Services by Lauren? You know, what can somebody expect?
First off, you can expect somebody that's genuine and that's real and that wants you to, you know, achieve the very best thing. But upon like booking, like our initial consultation, sometimes people are kind of taken back by how laid back it is, because it is like employer type focused work. But they're surprised at, you know, how even keel I am. I provide knowledge, let them know what employers are looking for. I don't just do the resume and just say, here you go. It's more so like it's an interpersonal relationship. It's not something that's super serious all the time. So, you know, knock out that consultation. I got you covered, and then we'll just go through the resume, and then you should be good to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's interesting because I feel
Yeah.
like I've gone through about 3 or 4 resumes myself.
Yeah.
How many resumes? Just curious, have you gone through for yourself to create like your ideal resume?
For my own,
Yeah, like did it take you a long
um,
time to create
it
yours?
did. It
Yeah.
definitely did. Because originally, like coming out of school, like I felt like all the tools weren't always there while we were in college, and so I didn't know how to like write, what volunteer work I was doing. I'll just be like, I did something here, like it wouldn't
Right.
be anything in depth, like knowing I didn't have much experience outside of playing sports. So like things like that, where now if I had like volunteer work, I would carefully like think out what exactly did I do? How could I explain what I did to transition into a different field? How can I write that out rather than just having a volunteer section and just listing where I did volunteer work? So like things like that.
Right.
But it definitely, I don't think I had like a super dope resume until like 2 years after college. you
So,
know,
yeah.
but it definitely takes time.
Yeah, yo, I can relate. I feel like honestly, I just clean up my resume when it actually like makes sense because it was just like too
Yeah,
much on one
yeah.
resume. So like, what is kind of I guess I don't know. Does a resume have to be 1 page? Can it be 2 pages, 3 pages? Like, how do you go about it when you do other people's
I
resumes?
usually like I kind of play about like if you have like over like 5 years experience working or something like that, and you have multiple jobs that are relevant to what you're trying to apply for, I don't mind it going into 2 pages. I feel like people are always so gun ho about 1 page, which I usually the resumes I do return are 1 page based off the type of formatting I do, but
Okay.
2 pages is completely fine.
Okay.
But when you get to like 3 and 4, it's like, all right, you need to cut some stuff out. But definitely
Yeah.
2 pages is literally where I draw the line with that.
Got you. Got you.
Yeah.
All right. It's good to know.
Yeah.
I just want to set a reminder. Everybody's watching. We're here with Lauren Cooper. All right. So Lauren, what's next for you? I know you got this amazing business going for you. So you have
Mhm.
anything else stirring in the pot that you got coming out soon, or, or you can't
I mean,
release it?
there's one thing that I can't release yet, but
All right.
there's some, it's still in the works. It's still in the planning stages. I don't want to put it too
Right.
far out there yet. I want to do,
Yeah.
my research and everything like that. But and eventually, I want to be able to tap deeper into the athlete realm, working with schools, getting to a point where I can, travel the world doing workshops with colleges or even just
Right.
overseas, like
Mm-hmm.
being able to just tap into athletes at a younger age because I felt like I could have benefited from that
Mm-hmm.
way early on. Like I feel like sometimes we focus on our career once, March ends and we play our last game and it's like, okay,
Right.
let me figure out something.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to tap in a lot sooner. So I got some things I'm thinking about. So in the future, you can definitely look forward to me tapping into different colleges, even high schools, getting into those spaces to do some workshops and things.
Cool. Cool. So
Yeah.
let's let's talk about that a little bit. It
Yeah.
sounds like the fact that you can even dream or think about doing something like that is because you have such a strong network. So like for
Yeah.
young athletes that may see this, hear you talk, like what would you tell them? I guess as far as networking and just keeping those relationships.
Networking, honestly, is super huge. It's something I wish I did more of while I was in college, especially with like the alums that came from, in my case, GW, connecting with them at, the meet and greets and things like that. Those
Yeah.
were some things I felt like was a chore at the time. But, you may connect with those people later down the road, but you could have initiated something
Hmm.
further on, or you could have
Right.
had an internship somewhere, so I just my advice would be to initiate and not be scared to step out there, even when you're shy, like me and you. You know, like
Yeah.
it's definitely hard when you're
Right.
shy and reserved to yourself. But I would just encourage you to just really just step out of your box and just take that leap, because there's people out there that really really just want to help you and give back to to people and athletes that have been in their shoes. So don't be
Right.
afraid to put yourself out there.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
I think you're doing a great job of that right now. So keep that
Thank
going.
you. No, I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
definitely, definitely. So, um, we're gonna go down to our last three questions. We're just gonna like
Cool.
talk over those. So
Uh-huh.
I ask every interviewee these three questions. So, first question: what inspires you?
Ah.
And it could be any
Um,
day.
right now, what inspires me is my daughter. For
uh,
sure. She inspires me to just wake up in the morning and do my best for her so that she can have, the best life possible. So
yeah,
definitely my daughter by a long shot right now.
that's real. That's real.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself like when you were younger, like in your daughter, or not yet? Because I know she's young, but do you like see
I
any
mean,
qualities?
from definitely from a sports perspective, she's
Okay.
kind of athletic. She's a little fast right now. She has a little hoop, so she be dunking and stuff. So get that from mommy for sure.
Right. I already know. I already know she gonna be playing.
Yeah, no, and she's super goofy too.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. Question number two. What is your pet peeve?
um, my pet peeve. Uh,
I
my
know it's
pet
kind of
peeve
tough.
would have to say like slurping like cereal, like the milk. I don't like
Yeah.
to hear people be like, you know, just take a bite and just chew it. It's okay. It's not going anywhere.
Right. That's a good one. That's a good
Yeah.
one. All right. Third question. What is your guilty pleasure?
Right now, my guilty pleasure, I just started. It's one of my favorite like pastimes. Like I started doing GIMP again.
Okay.
You remember like GIMP, like you used to do like the box and
Oh
the
yeah.
tiny yeah, you make it like a little keychain out of it.
Yeah. I saw that on your
uh
IG.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's for the past week I've been doing it, like, and people have been asking me to like make them for
Okay.
them. So I enjoy it. It's kind of like my little bit of like self care these days when I have downtime. It doesn't come often, but
Yeah.
that's kind of like my thing right now.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
GIMP. What else is like your self care thing to do?
Um, I just binge stuff on like Netflix.
Yeah.
right now, right now, I just started Pose, and I watch a lot of like baking shows. I
Okay.
really am into the baking shows on Netflix.
Okay.
And yeah, I be into
Cool.
Netflix heavy.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah,
All right, Lori.
yeah, definitely.
So for people who may not know who you are, which I know that's rare, especially in the DMV, but like, what would you tell someone, or what would you want people to know about you, people who may not know you?
um, I would just let them know that I'm a genuine, carefree person that just wants the best for other people. Someone that's not self-centered. Just want everybody to succeed, and everybody eats pretty much.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where I'm at in life. That's
Yeah.
something that I really pride myself on. Somebody that is, really positive and sees growth in, her downfalls, doesn't think she's perfect at all. And just somebody that just really wants to grow and wants other people to grow around her.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. You've always been positive, and a good person to everybody. So
I
appreciate that.
appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Laura. So that's all the questions I have for you today. Will you be back? We do another one.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. It'd be my honor. I mean, it's Taylor Brown.
Nah, I appreciate that, and thank you for your time again. And want to
No,
take
thanks
the
for having me.
yeah, I want to take the time to thank my sponsors, thank Spacey Cloud and the Loop for sponsoring this podcast, and yeah, so I'll get this footage to you, and we'll be in touch.
All right, bet.
All
Thanks,
right,
Taylor.
no problem, Lauren.
All
All
right,
right,
bye bye.
bye.